Welcome back to the City League playoffs, live from Bonner Fitness and Learning Center. Game 2 here today. It's the last game of the first round. It's Elevate Indianapolis and USA First Financial. I'm Andrew Garrison, alongside me Zach Browning. And Zach, we've got a nice game ahead of us. What are you looking forward to in this one?
In this one, I'm looking forward to which stars can show up for which team. We've got a lot of talent on the floor between both of these two sides. Although I'm looking and I don't think some of it has shown up, specifically Joe Rush for USA First Financial, one of the leading scorers here we have this summer. But there's a lot of talent on both of these two teams, which can get it going. And
you see a fantastic display of it there as for First Financial, Julian Jones running the floor, and he's blocked by Carlisle. But we've seen some struggles shooting the ball all day here. Of course, some early afternoon starts. And we remain scoreless. Here's a triple, and it's knocked down by Julian Jones. Big start for USA First Financial.
But if we look at Elevate Indy, what can they get from a guy like Ron Patterson? Of course, one of the more talented players, played at Syracuse, played in the state as well collegiately. What can they get from him today? He's not been 100% throughout the entire season. He's struggled to really be efficient from three-point range at stretches.
Here's Patterson pushing the ball up the floor. Hanlon will slow it down. Patterson, here we go. First attempt, just off, but we hope that shot will start to fall a little bit later on, as Jones now has the first 5 points of the game. 5-0 USA First.
And they're going to need that because Joe Rush, again, I'm not seeing him out here to begin this game, and he is fantastic. The third leading scorer in the City League, 25 points per game. No Joe Rush for USA First Financial. They're going to need guys like Jones to step up.
Scott misses, and Carlisle couldn't grab the follow. Jones with the basketball once again. And it's knocked out by Hanlon, so USA First Financial will reset. Michael Cross with it to Jones. Back to Brummett. Brummett launches. And to beat the shot clock, his shot does not go. It remains 5-zip. And a great move, high to low from Carlisle, but he couldn't finish at the rim. Foster working inside, off the glass, around the rim. Rebound McGee twice. And on the third attempt, McGee's shot falls. It's 7-0 USA First Financial.
And we'll see who has the advantage down low, because McGee has the size advantage over Carlisle, yes, but Carlisle probably has a speed advantage. We saw Carlisle was able to get around McGee the last possession offensively for Elevate Indy. He couldn't finish, but then on the other end, Gary McGee for USA First Financial using his size to get that second chance opportunity.
Patterson feeds Carlisle and then is frustrated with the result of the shot. Nothing falling for Elevate. And here's a triple from Michael Cross. Hanlon rebounds. Elevate still looking for their first points through over 3 minutes.
And Andrew, if the viewers at home just saw him cross our screen right in front of us, Joe Rush, the third leading scorer at the City League this summer, just crossed in front of us. He has a ride for USA First Financial, but it hasn't really mattered so far. They're up 10-0 to start.
A very difficult start for one of the few winless teams here in Elevate Indy. Hanlon, high to low, he pulls from the mid-range and can't connect. And again, without Joe Rush, USA First Financial doing a great job staying in front. And there's a jumper from Michael Cross, and a very, very justifiable timeout from Elevate Indy. They're down 12-0 through 4 minutes.
Andrew, no leading scorer, no problem so far for USA First Financial. We should note no Xavier Turner, at least from our vantage point for Elevate Indy, so they're not exactly full strength in this one as well. No Bo Hearns either. It looks like Xavier Turner did just arrive, however. So we'll see both of these two teams not playing at full strength so far, but this is a fantastic start if you are USA First Financial. No Joe Rush, and you're up 12-0 to begin this game. We'll see if Xavier Turner can come in for Elevate Indy and have the impact that he's shown he can have throughout the summer.
And Xavier Turner and Hearns, who you also mentioned, very, very good on the drive, very good off the dribble. If you want to trust anybody in a one-on-one situation, Xavier Turner is your guy without a doubt here at the City League. So hopefully they can be, or at least Turner can be a spark for this offense, moving high to low individually, and he looks eager and excited to be on the floor despite being down 12.
No, so Andrew, I have to just make one quick complaint. As somebody who already doesn't see colors super well and differentiate colors super well from each other, I'm having a difficult time here to begin this game. These are essentially the same colors from my vantage point, from what I'm seeing out there on the floor. The orange and the darker orange is what I'm seeing.
We're lucky we both don't have that issue, as I can assure you that Elevate Indy in the orange is indeed on offense, as Trey Patterson sees the ball fly out of his hands and out of bounds. He'll inbound to Hanlon. Hanlon, high to low again. Up under and off the mark. Outstretched arm of Gary McGee was the obstacle. Right wing triple, back iron. That was Julian Jones, who had the first 5 for USA First Financial to get things started.
Looked like potentially some zone defense as well there for Elevate Indy.
And there's the first points. It was Donnell Hinton on the drive, nearly blocked, but he gets it past the defenders. But USA First Financial immediately erases it as Amir Brummett puts him up 13. Hanlon is fouled on the way. He'll head to the line for 2, but a very uphill battle for Elevate Indianapolis.
So what I'm talking, that's what I said at the beginning of the game. There's plenty of talent on the floor. No Armand Brummett for USA First Financial, but Amir's got plenty of talent. We've already seen Julian Jones, Gary McGee, of course. If you remember back to his days at Pitt, plenty of talent there. Joe Rush, we haven't even seen him yet for USA First Financial. Then on the other side, Elevate Indy. You've got the guy at the line, and Hanlon. You've got Xavier Turner, Ron Patterson, both Pattersons really. The man that has the only 2 points on the board for Elevate Indy as well, and Donnell Hinton. So plenty of talent. It's just more so about who can hit shots, and it's pretty simple, Andrew. Whichever team pretty much hits shots is usually the one that wins when it comes to basketball. But in these types of winner-go-home games, that's even more prevalent. One off shooting day, one great shooting performance, whether it's good or bad, can really be the difference between your season being over or moving on.
Absolutely, as Foster works to the elbow and fires from there. He misses. Rebound, Trey Patterson. Hinton now, right wing triple. Back iron. Rebounds across. Cross loses control of it. Persistent D by Hinton. It's Foster still. He works right to left. And now Brummett, left wing, seeking space. Flips it back to Foster. Nearly intercepted, but not quite. It'll be out of bounds and towards the direction of Elevate Indy.
Good defense there from Elevate Indy. That's how they're going to get back into this game. Got to get some stops, potentially turn those stops into easy offense in transition.
Elevate Indianapolis I've described as the best 0-4 team I've ever seen, certainly here at the City League. And that triple is going to fall for Donovan Carlisle. This is a team that lost multiple games by 2 possessions or less in the Elam ending and played a very difficult schedule. But unfortunately, their slow start is not quite supported my idea there, as Foster knocks down the top of the key 3, and that will cancel out the triple from Carlisle.
And to add to your point, Andrew, I believe that Elevate Indy has played, in the regular season, they played what is now a 1 seed in the playoffs, a 2 seed in the playoffs, and a 3 seed. So you mentioned that tough schedule. They have played some of the top competition here, and they've played them close.
Back iron is the 3 from Cross. Turner to Patterson. Patterson, right wing triple. And again, back iron. Patterson takes quite a few threes, but hits them at only a 28% clip. Comes USA First Financial. They throw it out of bounds, and Elevate Indy seems to be picking up some momentum here.
Especially defensively. And I hate to keep harping on it, though, Andrew, but we still haven't seen kind of that secret weapon, although it's really not a secret, but that weapon off the bench in this case for USA First Financial, because we still haven't seen Joe Rush. He's still getting stretched out over there to get ready to play. But he's the leading scorer on this team, 25 a game, and we still haven't seen him, and they're up by 11. So it's still a solid start if you're USA First Financial.
Carlisle hits a three from the right wing. He's the hot hand. And we're back to a single-digit deficit. This game far, far, far from over. It's McGee inside. Size advantage over just about everybody in the league. And that will fall out of bounds and head back to Elevate Indy. Here's Turner. And Carlisle, the hot hand. He steps back, top of the key. Just rims out. But electrifying that shot would have been. Foster, long one, bullseye. And that's a 6-point swing that is going to prove integral to the results of this game as it moves forward. Turner is fouled, and Elevate will inbounds.
Called for his first personal, the team's second. Elevate Indianapolis basketball. Substitution for USA First Financial will be number 8, Joe Rush.
Here's Turner off the side out. And Turner long two. Not quite there. Foster pushes the ball up the floor. And there is Joe Rush in the game for the first time, number 8 in the white headband.
Again, the City League's third leading scorer, 25 points per game. The only guys that have scored more than him per game this season, Greg Foster, Tayshawn Johnson. Joe Rush is as advertised, can light it up from anywhere on the court, can pretty much get to his shot anytime he wants to, but that's a heck of a take by John Foster right there.
John Foster absolutely came to play. And you see it there on that last display of excellence. Here's Turner. Top of the key. Now Hanslin, left wing. Got to see Hanlon get going. He can't connect that time. Here's Rush making moves on Hinton. Good kick out to Cross. Cross does not fulfill the goal of the possession. But here's Brummett intercepting it in transition and gets past Turner. Brummett nearly took it all the way there himself, not quite. Hanlon runs out of room. Turner, spot up triple, bullseye. Big shot for Xavier Turner.
See if he can kind of begin to make his imprint on this game. He's got the capabilities to take over a game from a scoring perspective, Xavier Turner does. We'll see if that can get him going.
And USA First Financial will take their first time out of the game. 7:58 to play in the first half. USA First Financial, the 3 seed of the Orange Division, up 10. Welcome back to Bonner Fitness and Learning Center here for City League playoff basketball. First half action continues. Joe Rush downhill, and he runs out of room. Good defense from Ron Patterson, and then that'll be a backcourt violation. Elevate Indy trying to work their way back into this one, Zach.
And it starts with the man right there on your screen, number 1, Xavier Turner. He's got to get it going a little bit more. Just had that 3, but he is one of the more talented, shifty scoring guards we have this summer. He's getting and facing some great defense, though, by John Foster here.
And Turner will be fouled on the way downhill. That'll be on John Foster. Sounded like his second of the game thus far.
I think John Foster just called for the switch as well. I think they're going to put Chris Walker on Turner now.
And Turner will take a 3 right over him straight away, and he connects. 7-point game, Xavier Turner. As you just mentioned, it has to be him for Elevate.
It has to at least start with him. Then maybe if you can get Ron Patterson going, then you've got somebody else to kind of get going, but it has to start at least with Xavier Turner.
Here's Patterson now, back to Turner. Turner to Hanlon, great ball movement. Hinton, corner 3. Just off, the shooting struggles persist. 6.5 minutes left to go in the first. Here's Rush, right wing triple. Front of the rim, and bouncing off Trey Patterson is the basketball. Tossed by Julian Jones, out of bounds, it'll stay here.
See, maybe if Julian Jones can't get it going once again, he scored those 5 quick points for USA First Financial, but has been relatively quiet from a scoring perspective since, and we see zone here from Elevate Indy.
Good ball movement for USA First Financial now. Foster has it poked away by Patterson. Rush snags it, however, and he steps back to beat the buzzer, but he couldn't quite get there. And a foul in transition there. And I want to shout out Ron Patterson's defense here throughout the first half, because he absolutely wants to see his team continue playing basketball.
And Patterson, especially with the level of college basketball he played throughout his career, he understands in these types of bigger games, and we saw it in that first game, that there's going to be some tight shooting form. I think we have an intentional foul in the backcourt, by the way. That's why Xavier Turner's at the free throw line here. But there's going to be probably a reduction in field goal percentage for both teams, especially in a playoff setting. Ron Patterson's played in these types of winner-go-home games before. So he understands the importance of defense in these types of contests, and he's shown it earlier in this one.
We see him having a pleasant chat with John Foster as those free throws are sent up. It is 23-17 after the attempts. And the basketball returns to Xavier Turner. He works downhill, coast to coast himself, the foul and the bucket. And Xavier Turner, is he taking over? We're about to find out with 4.5 to go in the first half. Elevate Indy has cut the deficit to 4.
Talk about the defense on one end, and the offense is pretty simple for Elevate Indy when Xavier Turner's got it going. It's pretty much get the ball to him, let him make something happen off the dribble. That's what we've seen over the last couple of possessions.
One possession ball game thanks to Xavier Turner. John Foster seeks a response for USA First Financial. He's going to play off the screen for McGee. He's going to find Rush. Rush back to Foster. Foster works to the elbow, pulls, and finds the bottom of the net. So 5-point game now. Turner, deep 3, just off the front of the rim. He had me tricked that time. He grabs his own rebounds, up under and off the mark as his shot. Yet again, it falls right in his hands. Was that a timeout called by Elevate Indy? It is. What a play from Xavier Turner. This might just be a takeover.
Small part of me wanted him to shoot that, honestly, from the floor, but the timeout is probably the smart play there. But I'm not even going to say small part. A large part of me wanted him to shoot that from the floor, from underneath the basket. That would have been awesome.
And knowing him, he very well could have made it. 3:45 to go in the first half. USA First Financial up 5. They started on a 12-0 run. Julian Jones had a 5-0 run to start the game individually. And Elevate Indy has worked their way back into it. And as you said, it's starting with Xavier Turner. We've checked that box. Next box, Ron Patterson, another leader of this team. Can we see him start hitting from 3? He takes such a high volume of three-pointers that if he gets hot, absolutely this game could completely swing in favor of Elevate Indy, especially when that's paired with how Xavier Turner has been playing.
Haven't seen a ton of Donovan Carlisle either for Elevate Indy. He's a guy that can get it going with the best of them. We've seen Hanlon have good spurts throughout the summer as well. So, and they're back within 5. So this is anybody's game at this point. Not exactly a huge lead for USA First Financial. Joe Rush hasn't exactly had it going to start this ball game.
Here's the inbound from Patterson, straight to the hands of McGee, and he's fouled by Ron's cousin Trey. So it'll be USA First Financial basketball. We saw this Elevate Indy team without Xavier Turner holds Prudential, who had Zach Owens at that time, to a 6-point game before Zach Owens hit the game winner. So this team is certainly capable if they get going, and then you add Xavier Turner into the mix, and they could really beat anybody, I feel like, despite being 0-4. Here's a deep three for USA First Financial, off the mark. Good rebound by Hanslin. Turner flips it to Hinton. Hinton, right wing, pulls, and that one's short. Foster, and what a take there from Amir Brummett.
I think Elevate Indy's asking if he got away with an extra step there, but still insane athleticism.
Here's Hanlon. Back to Patterson. Patterson left wing triple. Bullseye. Big shot. Ron Patterson, a great sign for Elevate. Up comes John Foster. He flips it to Brummett. Foster. It breaks. Rebound Ron Patterson. Huge 2 minutes on the way. Hanlon now, left wing three. Golden! Here comes Elevate. And these 3-point shots are trickling down, and Elevate is creeping back into it. They're down just 1.
Andrew, where does USA First Financial go here offensively to try and stem the tide? My money's on Joe Rush. We'll see. This zone has caused him problems the last couple of possessions.
Corner three from Michael Cross falls. Here come the fireworks.
It's a big, big shot right there from Michael Cross. You can kind of feel things slipping again, still early here, but you don't want to lose that lead and let it slip away.
Turner now, corner triple. Just off, rebounded by Foster. He'll push the pace. Does he have numbers? Not quite. But he finds a teammate and Cross inside. Up, under, and through is his shot. Lead is restored to 6. Hanlon, high to low. Good D there. His shot slides off. Foster misses. But McGee's putback is there, and that is a great string for USA First Financial. Here's Turner, and he's fouled on the way. Looks like he will shoot 2, and this may be the last action of the first half. Remember, running clock, there's 40 seconds to go. Turner has 2 free throws.
At the line for Elevate Indianapolis is number 1, Xavier Turner, for 2 shots.
And yeah, this looks like the last action of the first. Turner knocks down the first, 34-27. And I can imagine this is going to be an incredible second half.
Xavier Turner just pump faked on a free throw, which you can't do. He's trying to make sure that that was the last action of the first half, but you can't pump fake on a free throw, and Ron Patterson's letting him know that now. That is a hilarious way to end the first half.
That is devastating, and I suppose that makes sense. I mean, that's a rule that isn't presented in front of us very often, especially at a level of basketball like this, and with the level of players like Xavier Turner. But we'll take a quick break for halftime. We'll be back in a few. 34-27 USA First Financial. Second half on the way from the City League, live at Bonner Fitness and Learning Center. Welcome back to second half action in the second game of the day from Bonner Fitness and Learning Center. It's the City League playoffs. Live here for you today is myself, Andrew Garrison, and Zach Browning alongside me. And Zach, it's 34-27 in favor of USA First Financial. Xavier Turner stepped into the game and made an immediate impact with 11 points. What are you looking forward to in the second half?
Well, whether or not Xavier Turner can keep it going, if Elevate Indy is going to stick in that 2-3 zone, and if it can still have that same defensive impact it did in the first against this USA First Financial team. Also, Joe Rush, he's not scored yet. He's the third leading scorer this summer, averaging 25 points per game, and he has yet to score in this one. He arrived a little bit late this afternoon, but still looking for him to try and get it going here in the second.
Foster's produced very well and has an assist there off the triple from Amir Brummett. Foster great in Rush's absence. Now they're both on the floor.
That's the thing, the supporting cast, and I don't want to call it supporting cast because that sounds slightly disrespectful, but the other talented players around the court for USA First Financial, they have shown up in a big way today.
Still waiting for Patterson to get going from three as well. He's had one today in the first half. Here's Cross inside. He's got it back in the corner, and now Brummett, and he's hitting the face on the way up. No call. No connection from deep. Turner to Hanlon. Hanlon, left wing three. Not there. Foster now working downhill. Steps back and can't hit from the corner. Offensive rebound. Here's Joe Rush. His first points of the game do not come on that try, but Foster on the putback puts his team back up 12. Here's Turner. He feeds Carlisle. Carlisle, a couple threes early on, but he loses the basketball that time, and there's a foul in transition on Elevate Indy. And Zach, of note, when Turner stepped on the floor, they were down 12-0, and now they're back to that point.
And I think we might have another intentional foul here. Looks like we will. It's a rough sequence there for Elevate Indy. Joe Rush will have a free foul shot, a free technical foul shot here.
And then they'll get the ball back as well. Joe Rush's first points don't come from the free throw line either.
It's been really uncharacteristic for him.
And despite the heroics of Xavier Turner, again, his team's still down the same amount of points as they were when he stepped in.
He's kind of working that right shoulder, like he might be experiencing some right shoulder discomfort. Obviously, he's still out there, and you expect a player of his caliber, if he's out there, to be able to knock down shots, but he just hasn't had the same level of offense today that we've seen throughout so much of the summer from him.
Foster from the elbow. The three is off the mark from Brummett. Hamlin nearly stripped in transition. Finds Hinton. Now Turner, deep three. Can't hit. Carlisle tries to knock it to a teammate. Rush intercepts it. And a real pest on the floor has been Donnell Hinton. But USA First Financial still able to get inside to Gary McGee. Between the blocks, he'll draw a foul and head to the line.
How about the handle there from Gary McGee? Big man putting the ball on the floor there, making something happen off the dribble. And again, we get back into the situation. We talk about it pretty much any second half or every second half we've had over the last couple of weeks. In this situation, Elevate Indy down 12. That running clock is going to continue to click when USA First Financial's at the free throw line. So it's 30, 45 seconds that will tick off the clock here with Gary McGee at the free throw line. That's time that Elevate Indy is not going to be able to get back prior to the start of that Elam ending.
Absolutely, and McGee will miss the second, but here's an offensive rebound, and Brummett puts it off the glass and through. So effectively an and one three-point play, just in a bit of a reverse order there.
You can see the body language, not the best right now for Elevate Indy. It's not been a start to the second half that they would have wanted.
Especially with how fantastically the first half ended. Patterson gets to the rim. He is a guy that will not give up. Not to say the other players will, but Ron Patterson, without a doubt, is going to fight till the bitter ends. Here's Rush, and Rush sees his first points finally fall on a fadeaway jumper. And on the other end, it's immediately canceled out by a dunk from Carlisle in transition. 13-point game still.
We'll see if that can get Carlisle going. He's one of the top scorers on this Elevate Indy squad. Yes, they're a balanced team. They have a lot of guys that can go for double figures on any given night, but we'll see if that can get Carlisle going.
And he'll have another chance to do just that as USA First Financial throws it out of bounds. Up comes Turner. Makes a move on Rush, gets past him, off the glass and through is his shot. Bit of a 1v1 sample there between the best players on the floor. Now Foster plays off the screen, finds space, and a triple. That will draw back iron. Potterson, right wing, big shot off the mark, Handlin rebounds. Turner works downhill, feeds Carlisle, one more, Hinton, top of the key, just rims out. That's a shot they needed. And they'll have another opportunity. Carlisle rumbling to the rim, blocked in just an exhausting possession.
Great rim protection. He's been a good rim protector all game long. Has Gary McGee, and we have a timeout taken on the floor. USA First Financial wants to take it, but Gary McGee showing off what the impact he can have on the interior, both offensively and defensively, for this USA First Financial squad.
And on the other end, Ron Patterson, a guy that tore his ACL during the 2023 TCL season, missed the rest of that year, missed all of 2024, and then in his words comes off the couch to win the Dust Bowl, another local event, just a couple months ago before the start of the season, and was very motivated to carry that success with Xavier Turner and a few other players on this team over into the City League. And it has not gone very well so far. Fortunately, everybody makes the tournament, and here they are as the lowest seed, taking on USA First Financial in the first rounds and fighting to stay in it and pick up their first win when it matters most.
And you're still looking to see if one or both of Patterson and Turner can go nuclear. If there are guys that you would circle and put on a list and rank at the City League that if they get hot, they can take over a game single-handedly, both Patterson and Turner near the top of that list. Joe Rush is as well.
And there's his second bucket of the game, and him getting going would be another nail in the coffin for Elevate. Hanlon, deep, left wing three, rims out. Rebound to Chris Walker. Here's Cross to Rush. Rush, deep left wing triple. Golden shot from Joe Rush. Here he comes, making his presence known.
8 second-half points already for Joe Rush after his first scoreless first half of the summer.
Turner running out of room. Doesn't matter. Off the glass and through. Beautiful steps there from Turner.
That was gross.
Tap dancing down the lane. And on the other end, there's a miss from the mid-range. Turner has another opportunity. Works downhill, pulls from the elbow this time. Grabs his own rebounds. And whips it to Hinton. Now Patterson is fouled at the top of the key. And Brummett is frustrated by it. Turner doing a great job devising some offense for this team almost single-handedly. We see him get downhill, solo, grab his own miss off the boards, and there is a timeout called on the floor. 12:45 left to go in the ball game. 8:45 roughly until we get that Elam ending target score, and USA First Financial stands up 14.
Joe Rush has got it going. Obviously a good sign for USA First Financial. For Elevate Indy, you just got to continue to get stops. You can't let Joe Rush get hot. You might be in a situation where if you're down 14 here in the second half, Joe Rush already has 8 second-half points. If you're Elevate Indy, you have to think about forcing the ball out of his hands and forcing somebody else to beat you on USA First Financial, because Rush has the ability to put in 20 more in the last 12-plus minutes of this ball game. So if you're Elevate Indy, you got to potentially think about forcing the ball out of Joe Rush's hands if he continues to have it going like he has. But you got to get Xavier Turner going downhill. Let him either score or play make for others.
Here's Turner fading away against Rush. Doesn't connect, and now Rush has it stripped by Turner. Unfortunately, Turner hasn't been finishing at the rim, but he'll do it all himself if he has to. And on the other end, there is Walker putting USA First Financial over the 50 mark. Patterson has run down the floor and has it taken away, and you can see the fatigue. Turner is walking back on defense, and it is clear that USA First Financial is running away with this one.
There's too many options offensively for USA First Financial. There's just so many guys that can go and get you a bucket, and when McGee's played well, Foster's played well. We haven't even seen a ton offensively from Michael Cross, but he's been great on the margins. Julian Jones obviously started this game fantastic. There's just too many guys on this USA First Financial team that can beat you and that can go get a bucket.
Here's Hinton on the left wing. He fires and connects. That'll help the effort for Elevate. Potentially spark some energy. It's Foster to Rush. Rush closely guarded by Carlisle. Works to the elbow. Fires from there. It's off the front of the rim. Hinton crosses the timeline. And he can't quite get there, but there's a foul on the putback. Carlisle will head to the line.
USA First Financial's Joe Rush is whistled for his third.
So Carlisle at the line. USA First Financial has won games by 75 and 81. In their losses, they scored 63 and 61. So their ability to shoot the ball and their ability to get up and down the floor and really pour in that offensive production is extremely important to their ability to succeed. And it seems that today, those shots are indeed falling. The free throws go for Carlisle, so it's 53-39. And Walker is short. Hinton nearly sees it fall out of bounds. Manages to save it, but is stripped immediately. Foster avoids a foul from Patterson, gets inside. He missed, and there's a whistle on the floor. Zach, did you see the call?
Yeah, I think a grab in the backcourt. I'd be surprised if this wasn't intentional as well. Looks like it will be. I think Xavier Turner is going to get that technical foul shot. I believe that was just an intentional take foul in the backcourt there by Foster.
McGee, the big man, is back in the game. And importantly, remember, running clock here at the City League. So Turner has free throws, but there's a trade-off because at this time they're down 14 and losing time quickly. He will connect. And you spoke earlier about how playing all these playoff games in one day, a team getting hot, offensively especially, really can contribute to a major run. And I wouldn't be surprised if USA First Financial puts some wins on the board if they can come out of this one. As Turner is fouled once again, he'll shoot two, potentially complete a drawn-out three-point play.
Again, you just touched on it, Andrew. This is a double-edged sword for Elevate Indy. Turner at the free throw line. Going to take some time off the clock. It is free points, however. But still, that running clock here at the City League continues to make a run. Smart play by USA First Financial to substitute in the middle of these two free throws. It also just makes a little bit more time run off that clock.
Turner cuts the deficit to 11. Very successful possession outside of course, the time eating away. Foster to McGee, to Brummett. Brummett makes a move on Scott. It's inside to McGee, stolen away. Turner's being tracked down, but Carlisle knocks it through, and you can see Trey Patterson clamoring for his team to get back on defense. And out of bounds. Will that go back to Elevate? Not quite. It'll stay with USA. 9-point ball game. Elevate's energy is through the roof. Brummett chisels inside, pulls, fades. Rebound Hanlon. Turner pushes the pace. A deep three from Turner. Connects! Xavier Turner is doing the unthinkable. They're down 6. And immediately, typically, we see Julian Jones or somebody else on USA First Financial hit that three to cancel it out. Not that time. It's out of bounds and will stay here.
Yeah, it does seem like all game long USA First Financial's kind of had the answer when Elevate Indy's gone on one of these little mini runs, but not there for Julian Jones. Still an opportunity, though.
Let's see how the second chance goes as a deep three is taken by Brummett. That one's off as well to beat the buzzer. Big time possession from Turner. And it's stolen away immediately, and he will foul in transition as Brummett goes careening to his own bench.
And it's interesting over with Elevate Indy, we've kind of seen the both Pattersons, Ron and Trey, kind of turn into coaches over there on the sideline. Ron Patterson was just up that entire defensive possession for Elevate Indy, coaching his guys through it. Seen both Pattersons kind of transition into that coach role here late in this game.
McGee sees that shot fall. I thought for a moment it was going to bounce the other direction. Turner, deep three over McGee. Cash! Xavier Turner! Somebody pinch me. Here's Joe Rush. It's stolen by Hinton, but he can't grab it off the floor. Rush inside, up, under, and through. But Elevate still chipping away.
Seeing Amir Brummett kind of single-handedly take the challenge of guarding Xavier Turner now down the stretch here.
Turner, deep three off the front of the rim. And here's a response from Rush. He knew it was off the whole way. Hanlon now, right wing triple. Needed that one. Turner, huge offensive rebounds. He works inside, kicks it out to Hinton. Wide open triple. Daggers! Donnell Hinton elevates down 4. Rush crosses the timeline. Can USA First Financial stay in front? Rush gets past the screen, and he sees it bounce twice, and off the mark. Turner, yet another deep three. Back iron, rebound, Rush. And a whistle on the floor. Looks like a timeout called by USA First Financial, and we have a great final few minutes on the way here, Zach.
Yeah, about 32 seconds from our target score. Right now, USA First Financial is just like, can we get to the target score as soon as possible? Joe Rush has tried to kind of take this game over a little bit, but Xavier Turner, the shot making from three-point range has just been absurd over these last couple of minutes. And again, we've kind of talked about it the last couple of weeks. It's kind of really come to the forefront. Again, this isn't the regular three-point line these guys are used to playing. It's the high school three-point line, maybe even smaller than the high school three-point line. There's not much separation really at all between the top of the three-point line and the top of that free throw circle arc. So again, when you see these guys take these volleyball line threes, yes, that's still impressive, but maybe a step inside that volleyball line, you know, those are more in the wheelhouse for them. But Xavier Turner's been showing off some deep range near half court the last couple of possessions. And it's interesting because we've seen Amir Brummett kind of take that challenge defensively. He has stepped up the last couple of possessions to claim that challenge of guarding Turner. So we'll see if he can keep him relatively quiet down the stretch.
Well, it's fortunate that that's happened because when McGee was switched on to Turner, it was a lose-lose scenario because if you want to pick up Turner at the volleyball line, if you're someone like Gary McGee or really anybody, Turner absolutely can make a move and blow past you working downhill. So we'll see how Brummett can do here in the final few minutes. Rush gives it up. There's a foul called, and Ron Patterson is outraged.
Those back tap plays are always difficult to call if you're an official. Always a difficult one to call. Did Ron Patterson maybe get a little bit of a piece of Joe Rush? Potentially.
So much passion on the floor, especially now that this game is within a possession. Elam ending target score on the way, likely after this possession. Here's Rush inside to McGee. McGee puts it up and through to beat the buzzer. And so Elevate will look to get one more bucket before the target score. Hinton has it right wing. He works inside, closely defended by Foster. Foster pokes it out but fouled him. And that should mean that 68 is the target score. We see the players clamoring for the target score. And it looks like they're going to get it. So target score of 68. The first team to reach that point is victorious. And Zach, my rough rule of thumb is if it's a two-possession game or less, it really is anybody's game. Patterson is blocked. He finds Hanslin. And Hanlon can't finish either. So big opportunity for USA.
Hanlon thought he was fouled, and it's interesting. Patterson sat on the bench until this Elam ending began. So he's looking to bring it all and give it all.
And there's a whistle on the floor.
I think it was an 8-second call. I don't think that USA First Financial got that ball across half court in time. That's a brutal turnover here this late in this ball game.
Especially with the three-point ability of Turner. He'll blow by Brumman instead. Kick it out to Carlisle. Left corner three. Not there. Rebound to McGee. Massive size advantage over Turner. Here's Brummett playing off the screen. Seeking space against Scott. Finds it at the block. Up under and on target is his shot. 7 points away is USA First Financial. Turner pulls a three. Bullseye. Xavier Turner.
Man, he has been feeling it from deep here in this second half. You got to guard him as soon as he steps across half court if you're USA First Financial.
At the end of the day, just 4 triples away is this team if they can get there first, but that's not going to help as the bucket and the foul for USA First Financial is knocked through. They're 5 points away, and they could be 4 in a moment.
Amir Brummett will be at the line for and 1.
It is Amir Brummett at the line. Again, about half his free throws have gone down throughout the season. Eight first half points for Brummett. He's done a great job guarding Turner throughout the game, especially the second half as well. Free throw doesn't drop. We'll see how big of a deal that becomes later on, and Turner is fouled around the perimeter by Foster.
Even that one went in. It didn't count. Looks like I think this will be a one-on-one opportunity here for Turner, so some big free throws here to try and cut into the lead.
(63-56). First team to 68 is victorious. And remember, this is just the first round. We're playing high-level basketball until 8 p.m. tonight. This, of course, the men's side tomorrow, 12-5, the women's tournament. Turner misses the first time. Winner of this game takes on Mambo's Cheesesteak Grill later in the day. Rush, left wing three. Big shot for Joe Rush. Who else? And a bucket away is USA First Financial.
That's what happens if you try and go under that screen or don't meet Joe Rush up there at the level. He's going to make you pay.
Turner does a great job racing downhill. And his team is 10 points away from victory if they can string together some stops.
The effort here down the stretch from Xavier Turner can't go unnoticed. It's looking like it might just be a little bit too late and not quite enough.
We saw the 7-0 run from Hoop Bus to knock down Pinchot Consulting in the regular season. But a 10-0 run would be much more difficult. Here's Foster, the game winner, not there. Rebound Turner. Elevate still alive. Turner finds Patterson to Hinton. Hinton, corner three. It rims out. Patterson, top of the key. You need those shots. Foster is fouled in the backcourt. And they'll inbound, but they're close to a 1-and-1 as well.
16 fouls, so no more fouls to give now for Elevate.
Rummett plays off the screen. Looking for space, pulls from the elbow, that falls, and that's it. Elevate Indy, 0-5 on the year, and Amir Brummett has a whole lot to say. After knocking down the game winner to keep USA First Financial in it, they will take on Mambo's Cheesesteak Grill at 5 o'clock today.
Big win, and we saw a little bit more balanced scoring from USA First Financial. It wasn't just all Joe Rush today. Brummett was fantastic. McGee had his moments as well. Julian Jones was phenomenal in the first half. Another good performance for USA First Financial. They're one of those teams I probably wouldn't want to see if I'm somebody else on the men's side of the bracket, just with how they can kind of get it going in a heartbeat as a team and specific players that can go off for 30-plus in any given game.
And I would even expand it to say that this might be an underrated championship contender. They've got Indianapolis Recorder, BBM Tax Service, and Mambo's Cheesesteak Grill in their way to get there. But this is a team that's hot, and this is a team that has an opportunity to put points on the board and potentially race ahead of a couple lofty opponents.
See what they can do. They'll have their hands full with Mambos later today.
And that's only just another reason to stay tuned throughout the rest of the day. Zach Browning will be there for the rest of it. We'll have you swap streams and prepare for the third game of the day and the start of the quarterfinals. I've been Andrew Garrison alongside Zach Browning. We'll be back in a moment at the City League.